everyone, welcome to the Soccer Mania show, and today we have a special guest with us. This is
Samuel.
And this is, you all know Sheuzi, though I don't even want you to know, because today we are talking about something quite interesting, and that's why I don't even want to introduce Sheuzi.
Don't introduce me. I'm going to.
You're going to introduce yourself, Abi.
Yeah.
Can see I'm with two Man U fans like this. You know, I'm going to show them that you're not. He's already exposing himself.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Today we are going to be talking about who's going to be the champion of this coming Premiership season. Who's going to win the Premier League season? This new coming season. Who do you guys think is going to win? We are going to be airing our opinions. Who we think is going to win the prestigious trophy? So, guys. Let's start for who should we start for? Let's start from our special guest. Samuel, what do you think?
I think this season is going to be a big one because we are getting into an exciting season.
Wow.
And for me, the way last season ended, we saw how Arsenal were.
Did you expect?
Thank you for making that statement. The way he said it, he said he loved the way last season ended.
Yes.
And if you actually look at it, the last season, the ending of the last season, towards the ending of last season, the thing that we saw that actually showed potential to become the next champion is Man U. You saw how Man United this is not. I'm not.
Wait, just hold that opinion for now.
Okay.
Who do you think? Did you actually feel like Arsenal was going to win that trophy eventually? Because towards the last, as at game week 30, the last 8 games, it was very, very tense. At some point, Man City were even ahead of us on goal difference. So at that point, do you think Arsenal would, eventually?
There's a thing about champions. The way the season starts with Arsenal and the way they ended the season, midway during the season, they were having like consistency. They kept going, but along the line, you can see that everything fell in line for them. Like the other teams that were chasing them in the league, they were dropping crucial points. And Manchester City, that was keen like chasing Arsenal, was also dropping points at some point. So everything was just fated for them to win the Premier League. So, but I don't think that.
You never had that doubt.
Yeah, they never had that doubt. But I don't think that is going to help them this season too.
We are going to talk about that.
Okay.
Chelsea, what do you think? At that, because I knew at some point you were telling me in private. He's a Man U fan. He was admitting that he wanted Arsenal to win.
Everybody wanted Arsenal to win. Everybody wanted Arsenal to win. But when you have people supporting you, then you kept on disappointing them along the line. People were like, see the team that we are actually supporting. What are they really doing? So people started losing faith. They started losing hope in Arsenal.
But did you lose faith though?
I did not.
At that time,
I did not. I did not because in my own mind, I knew Man City also was going to lose points. Yes, so I was so sure that eventually, if they lose some points, and Man City also lose some points, it will still end up to Arsenal's favor. You understand? So I was so sure that Arsenal were eventually going to win.
So what game made you convinced that finally Arsenal was going to win?
It was the Everton game. Well, when I watched the Everton game before the match, the match ended in draw.
Yes.
Yeah, it was when Doku scored the last minute goal. Then I actually placed a bet also because I was so happy because I wanted Everton to win so that I was going to get that opinion that now Arsenal has won it. You understand? But eventually the whole thing happened and
so even after Doku equalized, you still
immediately they played draw. I knew Arsenal won the league.
Wow.
Yes, I knew it that Arsenal won this.
What about you? What was that?
I think it's the same thing because
Everton game.
Everton game, yes, because Arsenal had those difficult moments. Then Man City also had that difficult moment against Manchester City, against Everton. So at that point, I knew that it was
the inconsistency with Man City last season was much.
Yes.
It was much because if it was the former Man City we knew about, it would have been a different case.
I think
they kept dropping points that they were not even supposed to drop.
When they even actually beat Arsenal, I think they played Arsenal.
Yeah, they won 2-1.
They won against Arsenal. Yeah. So that morale was there for them. Yeah. So
finish up. That was when they started having the hope that they could actually do it.
They just threw it off the whole thing. So
the thing is, Arsenal winning the league last season it has already taken them out of the Premier League race this season.
Okay, so you know what? I don't want us to waste more time. I know that a lot of people that have been watching that say, I thought you guys were predicting the winner of the new season. Why are you talking about this?
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about it now. Chelsea, I want to start from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Who do you think is going to win the Premiership?
Who I think is going to win is no other team than my team, Manchester United. Because number one, the reason why I'm taking Arsenal out of the race is because we all know how Premier League has been over the years.
Wait, so you saying you're taking Arsenal out of the race? You mean we even make it to top 4?
You will hardly make it to the top 4.
Wow.
Because you are going to struggle. Yeah,
they are going to struggle. I think they are going to.
That's the
they can actually beat. They can actually.
Imagine saying the current time.
Yes,
Going to make it to top 4.
if you actually look at the record. If you look at the record, every team that wins the Champions League the following season, they always
not Champions League.
Sorry, the Premier League. They always end up having issues. Yeah. Because whatever tricks you played last time.
I believe
Arsenal won it like 3 times.
I believe Arsenal is
that's not having issues.
I believe Arsenal is going to be a contender too. Why? Because if you look at the balance of the team of the same the way they play last season, I think that is what they are going to bring into this new season.
Oh, you think they are still going to use that same style?
Yeah, I think they are going to use that same style of play, and it's very difficult to actually, get them down because it's a team that just like Spain having a pattern and knowing how to use that pattern so well. You get so they are coming to the season and they are going to have that fluent effectiveness and all that. But I think they should add some things like the attack where
the attack as another fan,
they have to replace Martinelli. They have to replace.
Funny how we sold our most clutch player, Trossard. And we've not still replaced.
The funniest thing about Arsenal
that is the problem with Arsenal. If
the funniest thing about Arsenal
players, it's going to be very difficult for them to even challenge.
Yeah,
I believe that they are going to be there because they still have a lot of qualities like the likes of Rice. The likes of
apparently now Rice and Saka are going to be given an extended break because of their participation in this recent World Cup. It's going to affect us.
Saliba is back.
No, they're not going. They are giving an extended. So according to the latest reports that I heard, Rice and Saka, they participated, more than Madueke. They'll come like maybe. They'll give it at least a month extended break. Madueke played, but it didn't really feature like that.
Madueke was the main starter for.
Then obviously he will also come because there is a mandatory 3 weeks from FIFA. Anybody that participated,
they are actually giving them that break. Since the whole season is starting by August, I don't think the extension of the break is going to affect them.
It's not going to affect them much.
You understand? And they might not actually have a very difficult fixtures.
But my point is
fixtures.
Our important we have fixtures.
Conference
Chelsea. We have Aston Villa Chelsea. They will have been back before them. They won't.
No, they would.
They won't.
Well, if that is the case, that's not
okay. What about Saliba now? Saliba is going to be out for
and there's no replacement
yet.
And that the reason why the reason why I made that point. I said Arsenal are going to be having it so difficult this season than any other top 4 teams. Now, why did I say that? Number one, there's this issues that usually happen to every champions that wins the Premier League. They always have that problem of not having to perform very well like the way they did last year because everybody will have noticed their pattern. People when you use some tricks, the reason why Guardiola is different from every other manager and his team has always been consistent with winning it back to back is because Guardiola is not a one pattern man. We always try to change pattern when you use it. Yes, every season when you use a particular. But other coaches they did not learn from that. They always make that mistake. Remember when Liverpool won the Premier League? The first match. I think it was a very small team that beat Liverpool the first match. From there they started struggling. Same thing with Leicester City when they won the league. You understand? So if Arsenal are not careful, the same history might repeat itself.
Now I'm going to counter you on that one now.
Yeah.
As an Arsenal fan, I can tell you categorically that because Arsenal has never used the same tactic every season before. Ever since we started, competing for the Premiership title. I'm going to break it down for you. Okay. The first season that we competed was 2020-2021 season when Saliba and Tomiyasu got into the same man, and that was when Arsenal calculated. Listen, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to explain to you. Ever since Arsenal started competing seriously for the title, not when Mikel Arteta joined us now.
Yeah, started
so 2020-2021. That first time that we came second, we played the best attacking football. Arsenal that was when before the first
I
season
think
of
that was the
Gabriel.
season when you
Yeah,
had-
Gabriel just came. Gabriel just Martinelli and Saka. We played our best. In fact, they said that Arsenal had the best attacking football in the league that season. Then the second season, it came down when we bought Declan Rice. Then he reduced the attacking flow and then the balance. It was a bit of more defensive. With Declan Rice, we played a bit more defensive, more attack. It was more balanced. But you see that first one, that previous, the very first season, it was pure attacking football.
But-
That's why you see Arsenal playing
the way it is now.
But now, so the tactics changed from pure attacking to balanced. Balanced, a little bit more defensive, more attack. This last season is even super defensive. They started using corners, started using throwing. Arsenal was the first big team to start using.
I will not blame.
So he has tweaked it.
No, I will not blame him for that though, because when you are trying to play beautiful football and at the end of the day you are not getting the results you want, you have to change your tactics, and that was what he did. He wanted to win by all means. He doesn't care he was going to do it. He just wanted to win by all means, and it worked.
It worked well for
Yes, you saw it. You saw the way it worked out. And now the thing I'm trying to tell you now is, when you eventually, it happens in human lives. You understand? When you eventually when you've gotten what you actually want,
you might want to stick to it.
You get, and the way you think will be different. He was hungry because he wanted to win the Premier League. Now he has won it. He might feel like.
But do you think, with the point I've made now, that Arteta has actually not used? The thing is, what people don't know about Arteta is Arteta is stubborn. He does not change tactics, but he does not use in different seasons. He comes with something new. That's what I'm telling you. This previous season, this last season that just completed that you want to talk, was the first season that you would go fully on defensive mode and set pieces. He didn't used to do that before. So my point is that Arteta actually in game management though, he really changed tactics, but in the season in general, it changes.
Okay. But what I think about this Arsenal thing, why they are special for me is they have a very good...
you think we are special?
Chelsea
fan think Arsenal is special? Who is the best team in London?
The best team in London is Chelsea.
It's Chelsea always.
Go back.
Chelsea.
He said Chelsea. Even this crooked Man fan, he said he's Chelsea. Don't worry. Don't be because of Champions League. We have one copies and them because of Champions League. And then go back to why this.
So I think this season is going to be for us. This season is going to be special for Arsenal too, is because of their defensive structure. If you look at the way they started last season, the first few matches, they were comparing that team with the Chelsea team that considered few goals. So I think that same tactics is what Arteta is going to use at the beginning of this. He doesn't care about the kind of matches he's playing. It could be small matches, it could be big matches. He's going to implement that same tactics.
Oh, you think he's going to continue on the defensive?
Yes, he's going to continue on that same reading. But I think when the first 3 matches is going to determine how the league is going to go for us now, because they are going to bring the momentum of last season to the new season. You get, but with the injuries and everything, it's going to. I'm looking at how they are going to start.
But the thing is,
in the places of I think Timber is injured right now.
He's in rehabilitation process.
And you have Saliba also.
Even Rice, not Rice. Ben White is also recovering.
But the thing I'm thinking about Arsenal is, when you talk about their style of play, we talk about what they will do right to continue to progress in this coming season. Now you have to look at what are the things that Arsenal are currently doing that will make them progress. What are the things they are trying to do during this transfer window that will make them, that's going to make them stand that ground as a champion and continue to win as a champion. Now we can see what is happening at the transfer window. Arsenal they've gone for 3-2-3 players now that eventually they end up not buying them. And they've not signed, and they have this position void that they're supposed to occupy before the season starts, and they've not done that. No, now but imagine
I still think they have quality players this guy did not really feature much last. I think Havertz did not feature much.
Havertz.
He was injured.
Yes, he was injured. Right? Yes, Havertz was injured.
And also Gabriel Jesus was not.
But the problem Arsenal had. The problem Arsenal had last season. The problem Arsenal had last season.
Merino 2 years.
Yes, the problem Arsenal had last season was.
And Merino is back, right?
The problem Arsenal had last season was not a matter of striker. They have striker, they have Yokeris.
But
they were not creative.
They were not creative. Yes, thank you. So now we are talking about Havertz. Havertz also need creation. They need to create for him. They did not create. Havertz
actually the style of play did not really allow for too much creativity.
Yeah. So imagine you talking about Havertz and talking about Marino. These people are not the ones to change the team. They are not the ones to make things happen. They are just there to score goals.
I am not saying.
All right, guys. I don't want us to dive out of the topic. I want us to actually. Who do you think is going? Let's go straight. Who do you think is going to win?
I believe Man is going to win.
Man is going to win
because Man.
It's your top 4.
Okay. You are not even asking me why I feel Man is going to win.
We did your top 4 first.
Okay, my top 4. Man is going to be the first position. Now, because of Maresca that Man City have signed.
So now, what you ask a stupid question?
Okay.
Are you picking Man U as the winner because you're a Manchester United fan?
No.
So what's the reasons why?
Exactly the reason why I asked you that. You did not ask me the reason why I feel like Man U are going to win. Now, when you look at this Man U of a team, you see the way they've been set up towards the end of last season. The way Carrick has set them up. And now, Carrick is is implementing some players. He's making some transfers that I believe they are perfect for the team. You know, if a new coach comes into a team and he wants to change things, they try to go for big names to just improve the team. And I think Carrick is not someone like that, because when he came in, there are some players like Dogu, a lot of players at Man United that they were not performing at all. We brought them big money, but at the end of the day, they got to the team and they were not performing. When Carrick came in, he started improving everyone. We saw Dogu that were all shouting out, why is this guy? Why we buy this guy? You saw the way he was performing. He started scoring goals. You scored the way Ubemo. You scored the way. You saw the way Konya. All of them started picking up and they started playing well. And the reason why I love the new Man United so much is, you know, they have that compact. They are playing so well that when they go down, they know how to quickly come back. They don't panic, and they have that spirit. The spirit is already in the team, and if you continue with that kind of spirit, with the way they lost only one match when Carrick came, and I think they played a lot of matches even when Carrick. So now if they continue that spirit and they start that in that manner to begin with that in that manner with this new season, I think they are going to go far, because in their mindset, as a setup mindset, it's going to be like, we don't want to lose any match. And now this is a team that is hungry. You know, it's not like Arsenal, they've tasted it. Man City, they've tasted it. But this Man United is like a new Man, because it's been a while. We want.
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel like Michael Carrick is a good manager.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows how to manage players.
Yes.
He's someone like that was the previous manager like Alex Ferguson.
Yes,
Ferguson
yes.
was super good at managing players. How you would know was the season after he left, Man didn't really sign much people.
Yes.
The same thing was given to Moyes, and Moyes destroyed the whole
He
thing.
destroyed
So it was
it.
obvious that Ferguson was a good manager. So I feel like
It's always good
I think
when
that's
a coach can manage
that's
team.
the helping guy. But now actually this question, don't you think Man U qualify for Champions League now?
Yes,
Don't you think you guys had no Europe
Big-
when you guys had did you play? You did not play Europe last season now. Manchester United just came.
Yeah, no,
They
they
You're
don't.
not playing. So now with Europe,
But they
you know,
played in against Tottenham. That was also Europa League. Right?
Europa League.
Like
Okay.
that was 2 seasons ago.
No, I'm talking
the
of
one
during
we lost
Carrick's
final, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that was
talking
under
of last
Eric
season. Right, when Carrick took the job, they didn't play any European
They
matches.
did not.
Don't you
We
think?
were already out of the
Don't you think with the inclusion of European games, especially the biggest of them, which is Champions League, don't you think that might kind of differ?
You know when Carrick came in, the thing that was a little bit
because
of-
playing one game in a week,
You know, the thing that was a little bit- the thing that was
easier
a-
than playing two.
Yes, you are right. You know, when Carrick came in, the thing that was a little bit of issues then was there were players that were complaining that they didn't play. There was not enough matches for them to get included. And Carrick it was not about everybody playing. It was about getting the team right. He wanted to get the team right at that moment because he knows that the team was struggling. So he wanted to get the team right. And there were a lot of players on ground that they did not get the chance to play. Now that you're having much matches to play, you're having Champions League, I think that would be the perfect timing for the other players.
But you know, it's a different thing if the competition you guys qualified for was Conference League or Europa League, where you can rest players. But you know, in Champions League, you still need to use your first 11. So do you think that might start having issues with him in terms of
I think it's
overusing
going
players?
to become an issue for.
It's going to become an issue. Champions League is not the
You
kind of
don't
picture
have,
where you're resting players.
You don't have that
want to use
squad
your
depth.
yeah, no
You know,
squad.
if you look at Manchester City and the likes of other teams, they have that squad depth that they can go to different competitions that still
Exactly.
have players that they are going to use, for
Exactly.
different matches.
And they will still
And they are
perform
going
at
to-
the
because
highest level.
It's going to be about keeping them fresh.
Mhm.
When you want to come
Yeah.
into a new match, you
Yes.
have to be fresh. You get
Mhm.
so Manchester United don't really have, because if you look at the
No,
position,
for
if you
instance,
look at the, if you look at
that's why-
the, if you look at
who has that kind of quality? But Fernandes
They have signed
in
Tielemans.
Arsenal,
Yeah,
Tielemans is not a 10. But Fernandes can play. He's a 10.
Yeah,
If
Tielemans
Arsenal
can
has
play.
it, if you don't,
Tielemans
you
can
don't
play.
pass it. Let me tell you where I'm coming from. Let me tell you where I'm coming from.
Okay.
No, his natural position is not a 10. I know.
But-
Let me tell you where I'm coming from.
No, but
If
he's
Arsenal
a
does not use
utility player.
Odegaard, we can use.
Tielemans is a
If Arsenal does not
utility
use, this is why we just that squad that will affect Manchester United. If Arsenal does not use Odegaard, we have Eze. If there's no Eze, we have Waneri. If there's no Waneri, we can even put Trossard as 10. Do you have that kind of squad depth?
Yes, I
And
think
you are
we do
confident
now.
enough.
I think we do now.
How
Because
many-
now,
how many-
now that is why Carrick is not. That is
You
why
don't even
Carrick
have, you
is
don't
so.
even have two players in one position in Man
We
City.
have
Mention them.
now we have Mbemo and we have Ahmad, the same position.
Left wing.
Yes.
Mention their position.
Yes, now they
Left
are
wing,
yes,
right
on the
wing,
left wing.
right
Yeah, they're on the
wing.
right
Right
wing now.
wing, yeah.
Right wing.
Yes.
Who's your left winger?
No,
Who are your left wingers?
the left wingers we have Cunha. Cunha can play as a left winger. Now we have Rashford who is back. Yes, they are laughing. Cunha can play as a left winger. That's where
Rashford can play.
Do you think Rashford is going to be?
That
so
is
good?
why Carrick is insisting on having Rashford stage. Rashford is going to play there. Cunha is going to play there. We have
Striker.
Yes, strikers.
Sesko.
We have Sesko. We have what's it called? Seski. Yes.
Who's that?
Okay, Zeki.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I thought Mario has sold.
No, Zeki is still there now.
But
But they wanted to sell him to, like, Liverpool or something.
now here's the thing. The
They have
quality
two players.
the quality is dropping. It's dropping.
He
What
does-
says
he
says
does-
what
no,
says
if you look at
The team cannot have two. You cannot have. It's always
Manchester City has it.
That is Man City. That's Man City. This is a team that we are just building back. Man City, you know, this
But
is where Man
if
United
you are
is
building them back, I don't believe
you
that.
can't be putting two
they can-
superstars in a position.
I
They'll keep
don't
having
believe
problems.
that.
That's the problem.
If Man
is
you
facing.
are actually building, they don't have to put themselves or put that pressure on themselves that they have to be in position to win the title.
That's
I think
why I'm curious that he's pitching Man City to win.
what should be their main focus is giving their best for the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Then seeing how far they can go.
Exactly.
But putting that pressure on themselves that they are going to win the Premier League, I think it's just going to fall them back. They are not. You see what it took Arteta to win.
It's like 6
It
years,
took
bro.
that rebuilding process to actually get there. And if you look at how the people that have won the Premier League actually,
Yeah.
there are teams that they know how to finish.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that scared us now. All this while.
Which is
That is why I said mentality.
not knowing how to
matters.
end.
Mentality of Arteta
Not
is
knowing how
Initially,
to
I won't lie. When I asked you who you think was
Man
going to
U
win,
has
when you
that
mentioned Man
mentality.
U,
Winning the champion is not a new
I
thing.
needed to ask. Wait, when you mentioned
But
Manchester
the-
United
the-
to win,
the-
when you mentioned
the
Manchester
quality
United
is not the
to
same
win
like
the
before.
league, right?
Yeah.
I needed to ask you that. Are you saying Manchester United win the league as
Because I'm a
a
Man U
Man U fan, or
Or
because
because
if
I
you
feel-
think about it from what this angle, you shouldn't be saying Man. What you should have said is you think Man U might compete for the title, but you pitch them to win the title. You are
I
not
think
being
to win the
realistic.
title because if you are being realistic, being a champion is the kind of matches you can win. Now, towards the end of last season, I'm not even before Michael Carrick took the managing position, Man United have been a team that when they, no matter how struggling they are, when they play against the top 6 teams, they always win.
Top team is not the one that win the
It's not
title.
that.
No.
It's all those small teams that always give
Now let me put something right to you now. I'm just saying my point. I have not concluded it. Now I said Man United, even though they were having issues last season, they always have the way to beat the top 6 teams. You understand? And that was their strong point and their strong power as at then. So now it now comes down to how did they win the small teams and progress. Then when Carrick came in, that changed. No, you now imagine someone that has gotten that power of beating the top teams. Now, you now have a manager that knows how to beat the small teams. He beats them hands down. He's not maybe struggling to beat them. He was beating them like fun. You understand? So now you have that combined, you having that kind of a manager with the way the team is set up.
But
what do you think?
Well, because of our time,
Yeah.
so you're still sticking with Manchester United.
Of course
so
I am.
Pick your top 4 now, so we can move on to.
I'll go with
Sam.
Man U as the first position.
Okay.
Then because of Maresca that Man City got, I'll go with Man City as second position because Man City, they are going to perform very well with Maresca being the new coach now.
Okay.
He has that mentality and he knows how to win. It's just like Guardiola. Then third position, I'll go with Arsenal.
I thought you were not going to enter top 4.
No, I did not. I said they are going to struggle. They are going to be struggling to enter top 4.
Then the fourth.
I'll give it to them as third position. Then the fourth position, let's say I'll give it to either Chelsea or Liverpool.
Wow.
Yes.
But besides, pick one.
I'll go for Liverpool because Chelsea.
So Man U, Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. Wow. What about you, Samuel?
For me, I think Man City is going to win the league.
Wow.
Why? Because if you look at that Manchester City team, if you look at the attitude they used in ending last season, they were not really happy. Haaland was not happy that they are losing the league to Arsenal. So that is going to be like a motivation for them this season, that they need to go again, despite losing Pep Guardiola. But if you look at the new coach, I think there's similarity between Maresca and Guardiola because of the way they vision football. And if you look at the addition Manchester City has gotten, they have this guy is going to be playing as a supporting defensive midfielder for Rodri. Anderson. That guy is a very, very, good player. You get. So now that is going to tell you that the structure that is going to use is going to be very different from Pep Guardiola. Guardiola likes playing with a one pivot that is Rodri holding taking the play from the midfield.
Yes.
Now it's going to be Rodri and Anderson. So Anderson is going to bring in energy. Now if you look at the forward that Manchester City have, they still have those killer forward in Semenyo. This guy Sheki is there. They have Haaland. They have Doku. So they have different options, to compete both in the Champions League and in the Premier League. So I think they are going to be very, very strong contenders, and they are very flexible in how they play.
So don't you think that, or what do you think? Let me ask you, what do you think about the transitioning into a bigger position? Because Maresca, just like Arteta, has not really had.
I think Maresca has proved his worth, because
would you think is because you're a Chelsea fan, would you think his tenure as Chelsea fan was successful?
Very successful.
Why I think he's successful?
He was successful.
Why I think he's successful? Because
so if it was successful,
let me tell you why I feel.
Would Chelsea make successful manager?
Let me tell you why I feel he's successful. Because if you look at the caliber of players that Chelsea had that era,
and he still
managed to perform.
Trophies.
Though he was, having issues in small games,
and he was having issues with Jonas. He was not wanted to use some particular players, which
he didn't even have the players he wanted.
Yes.
In terms of like defense.
There were forcing players on him.
They were, Chelsea was finding poor players.
In all those positions. To lose Garnacho by force.
And he still won the Club World Cup with the same club.
Club World Cup.
He won. Yes, not just that. He won the conference too.
Yeah.
And it's just
conference he played against.
Why did Arsenal win it?
Arsenal cannot qualify for conference. Come on.
But
how is Arsenal going to qualify for conference?
But look.
Start from where?
Look at
Ethiopia was. Would you celebrate conference league?
Look at this stage. If you are going to look at the brilliance, look at the game against PSG. Look at one that
PSG were tired. Can you beat this current year? If it was time, wait.
He could have.
Wait. Don't say tired.
Wait. Hold on.
Don't say tired.
If it was a Champions League final, would you think PSG would play like that?
They could have. Because
did you see bro, PSG did not give their best.
Okay, let me give you an example.
Did not give their best.
Because
did you know when PSG played that season?
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example.
How many games Chelsea played?
Let me give you an example.
You guys even watch game? Yes, now sometimes fatigue can happen. Fatigue can affect players that they're humans as well.
What do you mean?
PSG has played about 50 games.
But that's
Chelsea played like 40 something.
That's a competition.
What do you mean that? How many games did Chelsea play?
Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean by
How many games Chelsea?
Chelsea played Conference League.
Conference
They
League
played
not passing all those on that
So
game.
how many matches?
Chelsea were always using their third team.
Yeah,
Third team
and
they
so-
in
and
Conference
so
League.
what?
So they're fresh.
And so
Look,
PSG was using their first team.
in that same tournament,
He's part of it. Partey is part
That
of it.
was-
that same
That game I
tournament.
watched that game. PSG no, they were just
Because
they
they
were tired.
see,
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
When they faced last season, I mean,
Wait,
what did they play?
Maresca was not.
Was it not the same squad?
It was this, but
Same squad. They beat them.
That's
different
when we
coach.
talk about tactics.
No,
Look,
aside from
okay, let me show you.
different coach,
That's
it
not
was the
about-
same squad.
Bro,
And
Let me tell you why.
Champions
Let me
League-
tell you why tactics.
Maresca was not winning.
Let me
because
tell you
of
why
his-
tactics
It was winning
is
because
important.
of his tactics.
If you look at this World Cup that just went by, look at Spain. Look at how they played.
Yes.
Look at the tactics that
Look at Portugal.
It was not
Portugal
because
had better midfielders.
it was not because
Better
Spain
midfielders
was
than
special.
Spain.
Spain
But the coach-
were not special, but the tactics was there. The coach, the vision for the team was there, and that was what they used to win all
the matches.
And even against France, that had the best attack.
Yes.
Look how they just
They nullified their midfield.
threat. So that was the same thing that happened in that PSG and Chelsea.
At this World Cup, the
It was
best,
just like
the
PSG
team-
was
the team-
ineffective
Yes.
in that match.
The team with the
They
best
couldn't-
midfield at
they
World Cup
couldn't,
was
you know,
Portugal.
play the way they wanted to play.
But the coach cannot. He cannot.
So,
He
I
cannot
think
do that
well.
It's about tactics, bro.
so the thing is, Maresca is now a Man City
coach, yeah. We are going to see
It's obviously my teams like Manchester City, PSG.
Tell us your top four
Wait.
teams.
Obviously,
Please
obviously teams like Manchester City, PSG, Arsenal, they'll still meet in latter competition in Champions League. So there is a possibility that PSG is going to meet Man City again, and now we'll see.
Man City will beat PSG. Don't
Man
even
City
say
beat
that.
PSG.
Man City will beat
All right,
PSG.
what's the top of prediction?
Bring us your own top four prediction.
I know,
top four
as
prediction.
you said, his own.
No,
Just
I'm
Man
not saying
City.
that. I'm not
Okay.
saying
Finish.
I think my own top four prediction for the season is going to be Man City, is going to top the league. Then second position is going to go to Arsenal because I think they are still the only one capable of, giving that fight to the end because they have been there, they have done it, so they have the experience of it because, the league is going to swing, momentum is going to go. So I think third position is going to go to, I think Manchester United. They are going to, give their best because of Carrick and the pattern they are bringing in. And the fourth position is going to go to Chelsea. Why? Because they have Xabi Alonso. And Xabi Alonso is also a coach that is similar to
He's
Maresca.
tactical.
And, he has won a league. Yeah, he knows how to finish a league. But I'm not putting pressure on him to actually win the league in his first season because it's only rare to
I think you are being realistic on
there are rare managers that have
Be
actually
realistic. I told you, don't be biased.
there are rare managers that have
You're just
actually
telling me that I'm not being realistic.
There are
How
rare
would you pick Man U to win just like that?
If you, let me
With Champions League to play,
let me bust
with
your
that
brain.
squad that is not good enough.
Let me bust your brain.
Zeski as
Let me
backup
bust your
striker.
brain. Now,
Even our fourth striker,
Mm.
Jesus, is even better than Zeksi.
do you know the position?
You want to win.
You know that man played without. Do you know that man played without striker when Sesko had injury?
You don't have the squad depth to compete, my
Bro,
brother.
did you know that man
You
played
shouldn't
without
have said
striker?
Man U will win the league.
We play without striker.
That's not my point. You don't have squad. You don't have good to enough squad. Even your backup players are not
but
good
it's
enough.
going to affect Man U.
That's why
If you don't play with the striker, there are some certain games where you will actually need to play with the striker.
Of course,
don't play.
And
it's
the
not very
transfer window
difficult.
has not yet closed. You don't know what man will still do. Don't let even say.
Well, because of our time, I'm going to say my prediction as well. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I don't want to be biased. I feel like if we did not have the injuries, if it was not a World Cup season, I would just predict Arsenal to win the league because I feel our squad depth is good.
Because you're not confident in your team.
I'm going to give my reason. Just strikers alone, we have four wonderful strikers. So like somebody that even their second striker.
Okay, who are the four strikers?
We have Jokeris, we have Avas, we have Gilbertus, and Merino can back up as a striker too.
Okay,
so what are you telling
good
me?
option.
But because of
The strikers that your team refuse to give passes to, how they want to score.
Would you let me land?
Okay, I'm listening.
Because of the injuries we have to important players and our defenders, which is at the core of everybody knows Arsenal, their strength is defense. Timber just coming back from injury, Maguire just coming back from injury, Saliba is out for 2-3 months, Gabriel too is on extended break, right? Because of all these injuries, I feel like our beginning is going to be a bit patchy. So because of this, I'm slightly predicting Manchester City to win and Arsenal second.
Okay.
Then the third, I have this sneaky feeling that Chelsea will hit Manchester City. to the third position, and then
Man
Manchester
City?
we had Man U to the third, and then Manchester United fourth. But that third and fourth is very tricky.
But we are
Like
just
a
we are
one-game.
not talking about Liverpool too. Yeah, but I
The,
feel like
the reason why I feel like Liverpool, I'm not even mentioning Liverpool, is like Ance's slot is.
Yeah,
They can't take
he has they
no,
changed their coach.
as
and his slot is no longer at
I think it's
Liverpool,
that
he has been sacked.
honeymoon's coach that is
Yeah,
gonna-
it's, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Iraola, yes.
Oh wow!
And he are not really making things
And
happen.
that
I feel like-
that Bournemouth coach is very
Very good.
He's coming to his
very,
big
very
team,
good.
and
Very
I
good.
think the pressure is going to affect him.
And then they've not even really done much in transfer window.
That's why I'm not even putting them in the conversation.
Yeah,
because
but I
they are
think
just
he said
that was the same
sign-
But now let's
That was
he
let's
said he was going to sign.
Let's-
That was
That
the
was
same that happened when Chelsea went for Brighton's coach as at then. They said, he's good, he's this, he has been doing well with Brighton. Let's get him. And then they got him, and nothing happened. That's what I'm saying. This Iraola coming to Liverpool doesn't mean that he's going to do anything.
But let's look at it. Let's look
He's
at
coming to a bigger team,
Yeah.
bigger players.
Let's look at it this way. And the
see the
slot
pressure.
also came to Liverpool, and they only made one sign, which was Chelsea. Chelsea was not even a first
The
team
job
player,
has been
and
done.
he won the league.
The job was
No,
already
but
done.
what I'm trying to say is that
The job was
what
done
I'm trying to say
already
is
for
that
him.
what
He
I'm trying
just
to
came in and
say-
completed
but he still did something.
Yeah, he still did something.
He still did something. You can't just
no.
say job has been done.
Say
He
job
still did
has
something.
been
So my
done.
point
I did
is,
something.
Iraola can actually come and make a difference without us, without him not be necessarily.
But I think
doing more
he's trying to make some signings. He
He's
has
going
not
to
really.
the top 5.
I'm still not changing my position. I don't
Yeah,
think
he's going
they
to-
will.
And also
Right.
Tottenham, we can see what they are signing.
Tottenham
Tottenham
17th.
They have
They always
signed.
always
Did you look at the
Tottenham
players
is
they
going to be
signed?
7th.
They signed Tonali. They signed.
Yes, it's 7th from 17th is the progress.
I think
now.
there's
It's
one
progress.
other guy they signed.
No matter who they sign, Tottenham is still cannot enter that top 4. Trust me. No, look at it this way. The previous
Let's say
season,
top
the
6.
previous top seed that I predicted
let's say top 6,
7.
yeah.
Aston Villa will finish
But I
above
think
them.
Premier League next is going to be.
Aston Villa will finish above them.
Because
It's
this,
Let me even
this-
pick my top 6. I picked top 4. The 5th is going to be Liverpool. 6th is going to be Aston Villa. 7th is going to Tottenham. Aston Villa is going to finish above Tottenham.
yeah, we
And I
are
will
forgetting
place a
Aston
bet on
Villa
it.
2 years.
Why is Aston Villa?
Very
Yeah,
strong
Aston-
team.
If Tottenham
And
finish
we're not even
7th,
talking about Newcastle.
no, Newcastle.
Newcastle,
They
yeah.
are top 10.
They always try
Yeah,
that.
Newcastle have not-
They are losing their best players.
They are
They are
losing their
potentially
best.
going to use Guimaraes as well.
That's true.
Now the thing is, if Tottenham finish 7th, it's still a huge
Is a
progression
big
from
progression.
17th.
No, I don't think they are going to be happy with. finishing seventh.
Yes,
For
Because,
after
you know,
finishing
look at-
17 the previous season.
Yeah, they are not going to be
finishing
happy.
7th.
Why? Because if you look at the caliber of players they have actually signed, it is they have actually broken their transfer record this season more than once.
Yes.
So they have signed like 2 big, major big players. And also, there's some free
But their
transfer
attack is
that
still
are
not.
coming in.
Their attack is still quite underwhelming.
They have many.
It's still
They have
retarded.
many
Who is their top
players.
striker?
They have Kudus there.
Who is their no?
Kudus is coming back.
Who is their top striker?
It's
Okay,
still- it's
Richarlison.
still-
Richarlison.
Sri Lanka. They have
No,
Sri Lanka.
Richarlison is
Come on
ahead
now,
of
come
Solanke.
on now.
And the guy is
So
also
you think those two strikers?
Solanke is
Solanke is a
very
very good striker.
Very good striker.
Because Tottenham is not
Solanke is a
good.
very good striker.
He's a good striker.
Very good
You take him
striker.
at Man U as a
I-
one striker.
I will.
You will.
I will
Solanke
now.
is a good striker.
He's a very good striker.
I think
because
injuries
Tottenham
was
is
part
not
of
good
what-
and injury too. The time that he played, see goals that he
Yeah,
scored.
Would you take him
Very
at Chelsea as your number one striker?
You know, because
You
he
take
is
Manchester
ahead of
number
him.
one striker.
Pedro is far
Chelsea.
Are you
back.
a Chelsea fan?
I
Would you
think-
take him at Chelsea as your number one
For
striker?
now, I can't take him at Chelsea because we have Joao Pedro.
Pedro is in
So
form.
he's
Now let me ask you.
That-
This is how you know
that-
serious teams. Would Solanke start ahead of Gyökeres and Havertz at Arsenal?
Of course, Gyökeres is not that
Would he
special.
start ahead of them?
You
Don't be
not-
biased.
You not start ahead of Havertz, but you can start ahead of Gyökeres.
So which means he's still going to chop bench.
Okay.
In Chelsea, is he going to start ahead of Joao Pedro?
He's going to-
In Manchester United, he's going to start ahead of Sesko.
It depends on the coach preference, but I know that.
Who do you think is better
Carrick
player
is
between
going
Solanke
to-
and
going
Sesko?
to stick with Sesko.
Then in Man obviously Man City obviously cannot start ahead of Haaland. So do you think that kind of striker will put them into?
But that doesn't just diminish his value. He's still a very good striker.
It depends on what the preference is. If I can be a coach and say, okay, I'm signing this guy, and
But I don't think
making my
that is
best
the only
guy.
players
Tottenham has.
have. They still
Yes, they still
many
have a
options.
lot of them.
Well, you're right, actually, but I see 370 is a good position for them. Anyway, we've got to the end of the show. It's been a good one, it's been a long one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So,
Yeah.
drop your
Opinions.
Like
comments.
and comments.
Comment section. Let's see. Who do you think is going to win the Premiership title? Do you think Arsenal will retain it, or do you think Man City, or do you think Manchester United, like this biased Man U fan?
Man United for life. You are winning it. You are winning it.
Guys, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click the subscribe button. Follow us on our social media handles. We are on X, Instagram, Facebook, and
Yeah,
TikTok. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.
Thank you.